What's going on, YouTube? This is BBSP. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Got a lot of interesting content coming up. As far as me being very selective on everything. As I said, I don't post every day. I don't post videos every day, and because of my outside things in my life, and everything else going on and everything. I think I'm a do a 75, my own personal 75 greatest players list. I got to do a lot of research, got to do a lot of, observation, do a lot of thinking on how is this going to come out. I mean, I got my first 10, as locks. My first 10 are as locks, but the next 65, the next 65 for me, I don't know. It's gonna be pretty tough. I gotta do a lot of thinking, gotta do a lot of research, like I said, do a lot of observation, a whole lot of shit. But this video here, it's about time early on. What's early in the season and shit, right? But it's time I take the temperature gauge on the Lakers so far, and right now, I gotta be honest. I'm really not like what I'm seeing. I'm not like what I see. If I'm a Laker fan, I'm super worried, man. A lot of people said Westbrook wasn't gonna be a right fit because him and LeBron are like the same players when you really think about it. But I don't know. It's I was holding out some hope that they quickly would mesh, but the combination of the roster is old. The roster is not really that great. Old. It's not as very poorly constructed. You got a lot of old players on here and a lot of one-dimensional players on here. DeAndre Jordan, he got no business getting minutes in the NBA, man. I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, he should be on the scrap heap. I mean, what does he do? The one thing that he did was catching lobs and dunking. He don't even do that no more. Yeah, defensively, he done fell off a cliff. He's getting beat on pick and rolls and shit. He's getting beat on moving screens, and any stretch 4, stretch 5 is basically frying his ass. And the fact that he's getting major minutes should tell you a whole lot about the Los Angeles Lakers organization, man. I always, and I'm gonna do another video on this shit, man. It just seemed like to me, the Lakers only care about big names and shit, And the prospect of, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. I was never a fan of LeBron James going to LA. One being Kobe Bryant. That's Kobe Bryant's team. You got Kobe Bryant's out there fans who will never accept LeBron, no matter how many championships he would have won, right? And the overall environment. You got a whole bunch of restless Laker fans where they expect they're not gonna win a championship. They expect a Western Conference or a Finals appearance. And it's like, I don't know, man. They'll never accept Braun as one of their own. They'll never accept LeBron as one of their own, man. And that's why I was never a fan back in 2018. Yeah, and even though he won the championship, I was never, well, I'm getting away from the topic. I'm going to do another video as far as, me, the whole situation with LeBron and the Lakers, man. But get back to the topic at hand and shit. This fucking roster got so many flaws, so many holes and shit. LBZ was right when he said that shit. This shit wasn't gonna work out. I'm not there yet as far as that shit goes. But as far as I'm concerned, it's getting towards that direction, man. You got a whole lot of one-dimensional players that really don't bring no quality to this team, man. But Malik Monk, yeah, he can shoot, but really, defensively, he's getting beat on the pick and roll. He's getting beat on the perimeter, right? And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander basically fried his ass from the second half onward and shit, man. You know, then you got Rajon Rondo who going through the motions and really can't tell if he's going to be a liability or an asset game to game, you know. Then you got Dwight Howard out here doing some dumb shit, you know. It's crazy, man, you know, and it's like Carmelo is such a negative for this team, man. I mean, I don't understand why the hell would you sign an over-the-hill scorer who defensively can't bring anything to the table, man? I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? But you don't understand it at all, man. You got Carmelo Anthony, who isn't known as a defensive two-way player, out there in the fourth quarter trying to guard these young cats, and he's getting fried every time. You know? He's getting fried, you know? And it kills me that you got a whole lot of fanboyism out here talking about Melo's back, Melo cooking, and all that. Melo's frying everybody, right? The thing for me, it's like, okay, he had 28 points in the game against whoever they in Memphis, right? And shit. But check it out. He's been MIA ever since. Getting cooked on defense, getting fried on defense. You know, and when his offensive game is not on, he's basically fucking useless and shit. You know, he's a waste of fucking space. You know, in that regard, his career is overrated in my opinion. I'm sorry, man. It's like people want to root for this guy to get a ring, right? People want to root for this guy to get a ship. But if you're not committing yourself all the way to the game as far as being a two-way player, and all you can do is scoring, right? All you can do is score. All you can do is score and shit. How good are you? You know? And especially it's worse now that he's older and everything. You know? Those games where he'll have 28 points and he's hot from the hot shooting. That's gonna come every once and often. I'm telling you right now. He's a negative for this team, man. You know, Carmelo is such a negative for this team that he's gonna be fucking unplayable when the Lakers get to playing these better teams and shit. Especially a team like the Bulls, especially a team like the Grizzlies. Well, we've seen that already. They barely won that shit. The team like the Bulls, team like the Timberwolves, team like the Bucks, teams like even teams like the New Orleans Pelicans that are young, athletic, and can run these motherfuckers out the gym, you know? And I don't understand why the hell would they sign Carmelo Anthony, man? Why the hell would they sign Carmelo Anthony? He's such a negative, man. You can't really rely on this dude to actually give you something on the defensive end. And like I said, if the shot ain't falling, he's basically useless out there and shit, you know? And Frank Vogel is a lame duck ass coach. Anybody with the rotations he uses and everything and all this bullshit, you gotta wonder how the hell did they even become an NBA coach in the first goddamn place, man. You got fucking Rajon Rondo and goddamn Russell Westbrook out there at the same goddamn time. Like, what the hell is going on with that shit? That's just a sign of incompetent coach. That's a sign of a coach who don't even know what the hell he's doing and shit, right? And it's like for me, If the Lakers keep struggling here, I think for me myself, Frank Vogel shouldn't even be coaching this goddamn team because the rotations don't make sense. His minutes, the way he shells out minutes don't make no goddamn sense. And it's like, God damn, how much of this shit you gonna do? You know, to realize that some of this shit ain't even working. And it's like this decision making and this X's and O's ain't shit. Everybody thinks he's this elite coach just because he won the NBA championship now. Frank Vogel basically cost that Paul George-led Pacers team championships, when you think about it. He cost him championships. He cost him playoff series. Even in Orlando with that young team down there, he basically buried the young talent. And we could have been better. The Orlando Magic could have been way ahead of schedule. But Frank Vogel stunted these cats' growth. And now we're set back for another 5 years of possibly maybe even being contenders. But that's just one of many problems with this team. Anthony Davis, for as great as he's been playing and shit, right? For as great as he's been playing and shit, he will not play the five, man. He will not play the five. You know, I don't understand, like, does he even see that? If he plays the five, right, he could possibly put up Wilt-like numbers, you know? And, yeah, he had a good game. He definitely had a good game, you know? He definitely had a good game. He's been okay. But, you know, he's been very good and shit, right? But his imprint on the game is just, it's not there, man, you know? And that's why I say Giannis is a more complete player than this guy. You understand? Giannis is a way more complete player. You know, yesterday he scored 40 points in the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though they lost, you felt Giannis's presence. You definitely felt Giannis's presence. You knew, even though they lost, he scored them 40 points. He definitely scored them 40 points. You know? So, I don't know what's going on. It just seemed like to me AD is not motivated no more, man. It seemed like he got that championship. He's living out there in LA, and he's not motivated no more, man. He's literally clearly not motivated no more, man. You know? As opposed to a guy like Giannis, he wants to get better. He wants to reinforce the fact that, you know, that he won a championship. And he wants another one. He wants another one, straight up. Giannis is hungry out here, man. Giannis want it. He wanted it then some. AD, you don't get that sense from this guy, man. I mean, you know, and as much as I, you know, wanted to, you know, I like AD as a player, man, but it just sometimes, man, he just go through the motions and seem like, you know, he don't even care, man. He don't even care. And it seemed like I said before, he's content now. That statement, I don't have nothing else to prove. It's like that wouldn't sit well with me, man. If I'm a teammate of this dude, man, that wouldn't sit well with me. Or if you not got nothing to prove, then what the hell are you doing still playing, man? And I don't know, man. Just for me, it's just, you know, AD, he might be one of these players where in a couple years, because of the injuries, because of the wear and tear in the regular season, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple years he just completely falls off the map. He completely falls off the map, man. Because it seemed like to me, he's not driven to be the best. He's not driven to be the best at all, man. And it's sad, you know what I mean? And it's sad how that shit is just unfolded for this guy, man. You know, they want to prove it's the track. He's proving it's the tractor's right with the street clothes shit. And it's like, I don't want to call somebody soft, man, but it seemed like to me he's always goddamn hurt. There's always something going on with this guy.
Greg, give me your key.
Something always going on with this guy. Something always going on with this guy, right? You'll be back. You'll be back around 4, right?
I know, yeah, around 4 o'clock. No, look back at 4, I'll be back
All
at
right.
4.
Yeah, sorry about that for the interruption, man, but goddamn, man. AD is, I don't know about AD, man. AD to me seemed like he's just content. He's very content. You know what I mean? And it's like a combination with the injuries, his reluctance to dominate down low and play the 5. I don't know, man. Like, I think he's a guard trapped in a big man's body, in my opinion. What I mean by that is, he's a guard trapped he's a guard trapped in a big man's body. You never seen him basically really dominate down low. Everything's perimeter oriented at the top of the key. And if he does get contact, he gets injured, he gets hurt. And it's like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like to me that it's not going to end well for this guy, you know, as far as actually being his career trajectory and shit, you know. But yeah, man, yeah, it's crazy. AD's been somewhat of a letdown this year, even though the numbers are there. He's been somewhat of a letdown as far as his approach. As far as his approach, it's been somewhat of a letdown, man. Very, very much so a letdown. And you know, and it's frustrating to watch. As far as Russell Westbrook goes, man, it's very frustrating watching this guy sometimes, man, because you see, I share his competitive, I share his personality as far as being competitive, as far as wanting it, as far as going out there and playing your hardest. You know, I share that shit. You know, I really share that shit. But sometimes, man, for as big a fan as I am with Russ, you know, he could be his own worst enemy, man, as far as doing too much, as far as turnovers, and as far as not playing smart basketball. And, you know, I'm not one of these guys who say, you know, that constantly like the bash Westbrook, you know, constantly say the only reason they lost because Westbrook, you know, is garbage. You know, I'm not like some of these people out here that's like to shit on Westbrook, but he's really not helping himself, man. You know what I mean? When he has games like these where he's turning over the ball and shit and proving these detractors right. I don't know, man. It's frustrating watching this dude play sometimes, man. For as much as I love this dude, it's frustrating, man. It's very frustrating. You know, very frustrating. You know, as far as, you know, and I've been wanting to give him an opportunity to prove himself on his team and shit, right? But god damn, the turnovers, the not the smart decisions, man. It's like you proving your detractors right. They're all saying that you're too selfish, you can't sacrifice, and goddamn, you can't. You're not a winner. You can't play on the championship team. And you might have to. We gotta put some blame on LeBron James, man, because he co-signed this construction of this roster, man. You know. You gotta put blame on You gotta put blame on his head, man. And you definitely gotta put blame on the Lakers organization for even suggesting this. What my fear is that the Lakers don't get it together well enough in time, and you're gonna start to hear trade rumors, and it's gonna be 2018 all over again, where he just make wholesale changes to the roster, and Russell Westbrook is one of the casualties. I hate for as much of a fan as I am of Russell Westbrook. I hate to see that shit happen, man. I really hate to see that shit happen. You know, and if that happens, that's only gonna prove all his attractors right. You know, I mean, I'm hoping that that doesn't come to that fruition, man. But it looks like it's heading that direction, man. And even if the Lakers do make any trades, there's no guarantee that's gonna work. Because you got to think this is an older LeBron, mostly overall. LeBron James is at the end of his career. LeBron James at the end of his career, man. He's at the end of his career, and the way he used to dominate games, the way that he used to take games over, he can still do that, but it's in spurts. It's in spurts, you know. And if you're depending on a 37-year-old LeBron James, a 37-year-old, 36, going to be 37 here the next month and a half, LeBron James, to carry you on a nightly basis, then you're in trouble. This team is in trouble, man. And even if they do make trades, they're still going to be in trouble, you know? But I'm holding out a small glimmer, small hope that they're able to figure this shit out, man. Because if they don't, if they don't, if they don't, then my fear is everybody's gonna be on the goddamn trading block. And it's gonna be 2018 all over again. You know, and I'm pulling for Russ, man. I'm really pulling for Russell Westbrook, man, to finally silence all these doubters and haters out here saying that he's a cancer and you can't win with this guy. But I digress with all this shit. Let me know, subscribers. I want to know what y'all think about the situation, man. Give me an honest opinion on this situation, man, and let me know what do y'all think. What do y'all think? What do y'all think's gonna happen? What do you think should happen? And you think they'd be able to get this shit right this ship? That you think be able to overall right this ship? So hit the like, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think.